Chapter 13. Now Joshua was old and full of years, and the Lord said to him, You are old and full of years, and there is still very much land to be taken. This is the land which is still to be taken, all the country of the Philistines, and all the Geshurites, from the Shahor, which is before Egypt, to the edge of Ekron to the north, which is taken to be Canaanite property, the 5 chiefs of the Philistines, the Gesites, and the Ashdodites, the Ashkelonites, the Jetites, and the Ekronites, as well as the Avim, on the south, all the land of the Canaanites, and Merah which is the property of the Zidonians, to Aphek, as far as the limit of the Amorites, and the land of the Gebalites, and all Lebanon, looking east, from Baal-gad under Mount Hermon as far as Hamath, all the people of the hill country from Lebanon to Misrephoth-maim, all the Zidonians. Then will I send out from before the children of Israel, only make division of it to Israel for a heritage, as I have given you orders to do. So now make division of this land for a heritage to the 9 tribes, and the half-tribe of Manasseh. Within the Reubenites and the Gadites have been given their heritage, which Moses gave them, on the east side of Jordan, as Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave them, from Aroer, on the edge of the valley of the Arnon, and the town in the middle of the valley, and all the tableland from Medeba to Dibon, and all the towns of Sihon, king of the Amorites, who was ruling in Heshbon, to the limits of the children of Ammon, and Gilead, and the land of the Geshurites and the Maacathites, and all Mount Hermon, and all Bashan to Salekah, all the kingdom of Og and Bashan, who was ruling in Ashtaroth and in Edrei. He was one of the last of the Rephaim. These did Moses overcome, driving them out of their country. However, the people of Israel did not send out the Geshurites, or the Maacathites, but Geshur and Maacath are living among Israel to this day. Only to the tribe of Levi he gave no heritage, the offerings of the Lord, the God of Israel, made by fire are his heritage, as he said to him. And Moses gave their heritage to the tribe of Reuben by their families. Their limit was from Aroer, on the edge of the valley of the Arnon, and the town in the middle of the valley, and all the tableland by Medeba, Heshbon and all her towns in the tableland, Dibon, and Bamoth Baal, and Beth-Balmeon, and Jahaz, and Kedemoth, and Mephaath, and Kiriathaim, and Sibmah, and Zareth-Shahar in the mountain of the valley, and Beth-Peor, and the slopes of Pisgah, and Beth-Jeshimoth, and all the towns of the tableland, and all the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, who was ruling in Heshbon, whom Moses overcame, together with the chiefs of Midian, Evi, and Rechem, and Zur, and Hur, and Reba, the chiefs of Sihon, who were living in the land. And Balaam, the son of Beer, the prophet, the children of Israel put to death with the sword. And the limit of the children of Reuben was the edge of Jordan. This was the heritage of the children of Reuben by their families, with its towns and its unwalled places. And Moses gave their heritage to the tribe of Gad by their families. And their limit was Yazer, and all the towns of Gilead, and half the land of the children of Ammon, to Aroer before Rabbah, and from Heshbon to Ramoth-Mizpeh, and Betonim, and from Mahanaim to the edge of Debir, and in the valley, Beth-Haram, and Beth-Nimrah, and Succoth, and Zaphon, the rest of the kingdom of Sihon, king of Heshbon, having Jordan for its limit, to the end of the Sea of Chinnereth on the east side of Jordan. This is the heritage of the children of Gad by their families, with its towns and its unwalled places. And Moses gave their heritage to the half-tribe of Manasseh by their families. And their limit was from Mahanaim, all Bashan, all the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, and all Haoth-Yair, in Bashan, 60 towns, and half Gilead, and Ashtaroth, and Edrei, towns of the kingdom of Og and Bashan, were for the children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, for half of the children of Machir by their families. These are the heritages of which Moses made distribution in the lowlands of Moab, on the other side of Jordan and Jericho, to the east. But to the tribe of Levi Moses gave no heritage. The Lord, the God of Israel, is their heritage, as he said to them. Chapter 14. And these are the heritages which the children of Israel took in the land of Canaan, which Eleazar, the priest, and Joshua, the son of Nun, and the heads of the tribes of the children of Israel, gave out to them, their heritage by the Lord's decision, as he gave orders by Moses, for the 9 tribes and the half-tribe. For Moses had given their heritage to the 2 tribes and the half-tribe on the other side of Jordan. But to the Levites he gave no heritage among them, because the children of Joseph were two tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim, and they gave the Levites no part in the land, only towns for their living places, with the grasslands for their cattle and for their property. As the Lord had given orders to Moses, so the people of Israel did, and they made division of the land. Then the children of Judah went to Joshua in Gilgal, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite, said to him, "You have knowledge of what the Lord said to Moses, the man of God, about me and about you in Kadesh Barnea. I was 40 years old when Moses, the servant of the Lord, sent me from Kadesh Barnea to make a search through the land, and the account which I gave him was in keeping with his desire. My brothers, however, who went up with me, made the heart of the people like water, but I was true to the Lord with all my heart." And on that day Moses took an oath, saying, "Truly the land where your feet have been placed will become a heritage for you and your children forever, because you have been true to the Lord your God with all your heart. And now, as you see, the Lord has kept me safe these 45 years, from the time when the Lord said this to Moses, while Israel was wandering in the wasteland, and now I am 85 years old. And still, I am as strong today as I was when Moses sent me out, as my strength was then, so is it now, for war and for all the business of life. So now, give me this hill country named by the Lord at that time, for you had an account of it then, how the Anakim were there, and great walled towns. It may be that the Lord will be with me, and I will be able to take their land, as the Lord said." And Joshua gave him his blessing, and he gave Hebron to Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, for his heritage. So Hebron became the heritage of Caleb, the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite, to this day, because with all his heart he was true to the Lord, the God of Israel. In earlier times the name of Hebron had been Kiriath Arba, named after Arba, the greatest of the Anakim. And the land had rest from war. Chapter 15. Now the part of the land marked out for the children of Judah by families, went up to the edge of Edom, as far as the wasteland of Zin to the south, to the farthest point of it on the south. Their south limit was from the farthest part of the Salt Sea, from the inlet looking to the south. From there it goes south of the slope up to Akrabim, and on to Zin, then south past Kadesh Barnea, and on by Hezron and up to Ader, turning in the direction of Karka, then on to Asmon, ending at the stream of Egypt, and the end of the limit is at the sea. This will be your limit on the south. And the east limit is the Salt Sea as far as the end of Jordan, and the limit of the north part of the land is from the inlet of the sea at the end of Jordan. Then the line goes up to Beth Hoglah, past the north of Beth Arabah, and up to the stone of Bohan, the son of Reuben. Then the line goes up to Debir from the valley of Achor, and so to the north, in the direction of Gilgal, which is opposite the slope up to Adumim, on the south side of the river, and the line goes on to the waters of En-Shemesh, ending at En-Rogel. Then the line goes up by the valley of the son of Hinnom to the south side of the Jebusite, which is Jerusalem, then up to the top of the mountain in front of the valley of Hinnom to the west, which is at the farthest point of the valley of Rephaim on the north, and the limit is marked out from the top of the mountain to the fountain of the waters of Nephtoah, and out to the towns of Mount Ephron, as far as Bala, which is Kiriath Jearim. Then turning west, the line goes from Bala to Mount Seir, and on to the side of Mount Jearim, which is Chesalon, on the north, then down to Beth Shemesh, and on past Timnah, and out to the side of Ekron to the north. Then it is marked out to Shikron and on to Mount Bala, ending at Jabneel. The end of the line is at the sea, and the limit on the west is the edge of the great sea. This is the line going round the land marked out for the children of Judah, by their families. And to Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, he gave a part among the children of Judah, as the Lord had given orders to Joshua, that is, Kiriath Arba, named after Arba, the father of Anak, which is Hebron. And the three sons of Anak, Shishai and Ahiman and Talmai, the children of Anak, were forced out from there by Caleb. From there he went up against the people of Debir. Now the name of Debir before that was Kiriath Sepher. And Caleb said, I will give Achsah, my daughter, as wife to the man who overcomes Kiriath Sepher and takes it. And Othniel, the son of Kenaz, Caleb's brother, took it. So he gave him his daughter Achsah for his wife. Now when she came to him, he put into her mind the idea of requesting a field from her father, and she got down from her ass, and Caleb said to her, What is it? And she said, Give me a blessing, because you have put me in dry southland, now give me springs of water. So he gave her the higher spring and the lower spring. This is the heritage of the tribe of Judah, by their families. The farthest towns of the tribe of Judah in the direction of the limits of Edom to the south, were Kabzeel, and Eder, and Jagur, and Kena, and Dimona, and Adada, and Kadesh, and Hazor, and Ithman, Ziph, and Telem, and Beloth, and Hazor Hadada, and Kerioth Hezron, which is Hazor, Amam, and Shema, and Melada, and Hazar-Gada, and Hashmon, and Beth Pelet, and Hazar Shul, and Beersheba, and Physiothiah, Bala, and and Dazim, and Eltalad, and Chezel, and Hormah, and Ziklag, and Madmannah, and Sansannah, and Lebroth, and Shilhim, and Ain, and Rimmon. All the towns are 29, with their unwalled places in the lowland, Eshtel, and Zorah, and Ashna, and Zanoah, and En-Ganim, Tapua, and Enam, Jarmuth, and Adulam, Soko, and Azekah, and Sharim, and Aditham, and Gedra, and Jedarathaim, 14 towns with their unwalled places. Zenon, and Hadasha, and Migdal-Gad, and Dillon, and Mizpeh, and Jokeel, Lachish, and Bozkath, and Eglon, and Cabin, and Lamas, and Chithlish, and Jedaroth, Beth-Dagon, and Nama, and Makta, 16 towns with their unwalled places. Libnah, and Ether, and Ashan, and Iftah, and Ashna, and Nizib, and Kala, and Achzib, and Mareshah, 9 towns with their unwalled places. Ekron, with her daughter towns and her unwalled places, from Ekron to the sea, all the towns by the side of Ashdod, with their unwalled places. Ashdod, with her daughter towns and her unwalled places. Gaza, with her daughter towns and her unwalled places, to the stream of Egypt, with the great sea as a limit. And in the hill country, Shamir, and Jair, and Soko, and Dana, and Kiriath-Sana, which is Debir, and Anab, and Eshtemo, and Anim, and Goshen, and Holon, and Shiloh, 11 towns with their unwalled places. Arab, and Duma, and Eshan, and Janim, and Beth Tapua, and Aphekah, and Humta, and Kiriath Arba, which is Hebron, and Zair, 9 towns with their unwalled places. Maon, Carmel, and Ziph, and Judah, and Jezreel, and Jokdeam, and Zanoah, Cain, Gibeah, and Timnah, 10 towns with their unwalled places. Halhil, Beth-Zur, and Jeter, and Marith, and Bethanoth, and Eltekon, 6 towns with their unwalled places. Kiriath-Baal, which is Kiriath-Jearim, and Rabbah, 2 towns with their unwalled places. In the wasteland, Beth-Arabah, Middin, and Sekakah, and Nibshan, and the town of Salt, and En-Gedi, 6 towns with their unwalled places. And as for the Jebusites living in Jerusalem, the children of Judah were unable to make them go out. But the Jebusites are living with the children of Judah at Jerusalem, to this day.